Hello everyone, Lady DeWinter here, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that I have searched the internet for and I can't find anything on. And that's being a senior citizen. Yeah, I find lots of stuff for financial planning and medical and all, end of life planning, but I can't find any other videos. Excuse me. I cannot find any other videos on actual planning your day, your life, or whatever on YouTube for senior citizens. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what could I possibly need to plan at my age? Well, your day, of course. There's all kinds of things that you need to plan, especially in this case. Because for many of us, our memory starts to become a problem as we age. But there are a few resources for seniors to deal with this problem. Now, one of them is a paper planner. So I'm going to start a series on how, why, and when to use a paper planner to get you past your forgetfulness. Now, there's a lot of reasons why, and maybe some of you don't have these things, and that's fine if you don't. But I'm sure I'm going to hit on some points here that you're actually going to need to think about. So, what would you keep in a paper planner? Your medication schedule, for one. Yeah, if you're anything like me, you have several pills a day to take. And this is just one day's worth of pills. Yeah, see? It's marked with Wednesday. Just one day's worth of pills. Yeah. So, you can keep your medication schedule in your planner. Let me show you the way I do it. I have little stickers, as you can see here, that I mark off the days and what medication I take. And since I have a numbered medication, I also put the little number at the top, so I know that I took it. That's one way to keep your medication separate from everything else. Now let me get back to my section so that I can continue reading my script, because when I flipped my page, I lost it. Okay, here we go. So, medication schedule is something you can keep in your planner. You don't have to use stickers. You can just draw a little thing, write down the medication, put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and put an X through it. I'm so sorry, guys. Allergies are just killing me. Anyway, exercise schedule and routines. Now, as you know, as senior citizens, we're supposed to at least try to stay as active as possible. Well, what happens if you forget to be active one day? And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You're not active. So a paper planner could help remind you to be active. Chores, household, garden chores. I mean, all kinds of things that you really need to get done for a day for your home. Keep in a paper planner on a page. Bills and expenses. Now that is something that is big, because sometimes I even forget to pay my bills, or I would if it wasn't for my planner. Have you ever forgotten a family member's birthday, anniversary? How about a grandchild's big game or recital or play? Some event that your grandkids will be devastated if you miss. That's something to keep in a planner. How about a trip coming up? You got a trip coming up? A lot of seniors travel and go places. Well, don't you have to kind of plan out how that's going to be? And if you don't write it down on paper, you're apt to forget important information. So that's another reason why you would need a paper planner. How about house improvement projects? Do you want to trust the contractor completely? I wouldn't. So that's something else you could keep in your paper planner. Senior citizens really need to keep at least a paper planner. Why do I say paper? Because electricity can be faulty. I can't tell you how many times during a storm our power has gone out. And if your battery dies in your phone or your tablet or whatever, then you can't check to see what time you were supposed to take your medicine or whose recital you were supposed to be at that day. So, you know, a paper planner is vital to someone. You can keep some things in your phone. I do. But I don't keep everything in my phone. I keep a lot on my paper planner. Because despite the fact that the typical idea that seniors do nothing all day, which, yeah, that's what a lot of people think. We sit around and knit and watch TV. Nothing could be further than the truth. Many seniors are very active people. They go out, they have places to go. Some of them volunteer. That's all things that you could keep in a paper planner. Because forgetting one little thing is more embarrassing than I can tell you. Because my kids, they will condescend to no end when I forget something. Oh, it's okay, Mom, you're old. It's okay, Grandma, we understand. You're getting up there in years and you're forgetful. No, I'm not. I just didn't write it down in my planner. So, stay tuned as we dive into why a paper planner can be vital to senior citizens. I'm going to go over different types of planners that you can use, different methods that you can use with just a notebook you buy at the grocery store. Because all you really need for this is a notebook and a pen. That's it. Maybe some paper clips to mark the pages that you have various things on. But that's all you really, really need. Now, I personally, I prefer the Happy Planner. The reason I like the Happy Planner, and you can get it in a non-dated form also, and let me show you why, is because they have something called the dashboard method, or dashboard layout. That is my dashboard layout. I have here a to-do list, here a to-do list, here my medication list, extras, things I need to film and edit and upload. Over here I have my son's schedule. Now, you don't have to use stickers for this. You really don't. You can use anything you want. But over here I have a box for each day of the week, which as you see, I'm filling up. So, with things to do. And I use stickers mainly to color code my eyes. Now, once I run out of stickers, I use highlighter pens. I got a key that I will add to the planner when I run out of a certain sticker, and I'll just start using colored highlighters. It's not expensive to do this, but it is very, very, very valuable, especially if you're having memory issues. Now, I started having memory issues as soon as they did my hysterectomy. Yeah. As soon as they did that hysterectomy, I started being extremely forgetful. I'm so sorry. Allergies have got my throat really dry, and that and the medication I take dries my throat out also. So, but yeah, so it's really very beneficial to keep a paper planner. I find it that. But over the next, like I said, over the next few weeks or so, I will go over various planners you can use, varied methods you can use if you don't necessarily want to go out and spend 25 to 30 bucks on a planner. You don't have to. You can go to your local office supply store and spend 9 or 10 bucks. And a pen, a big pen. As you see, I am using a big pen. That is a big pen. Now, I do use colored pens, but then I bought a bunch of these. My late husband bought a bunch of these, and I still have them 7 years later. So, you know, and my kids give me pens for Christmas because they know I like pens and markers and all that kind of stuff. So, I have an abundance of these things, but you don't have to. All you need is, and I'll show you right now, if I can find some blank paper. I have a note section right here, and in my note section is 2 different kinds of paper. One is lined and one is completely blank. You can use that. You can buy a cheap little spiral bound notebook like you would send your grandkids to school with, and that would suffice too. You just would have to draw out more of what you want to plan on that page. There are millions of videos on how to use just a regular notebook. So, watch for the series. I will be going over several different ways that you can plan and help your memory and get things done despite being old. Let's face it, I'm old. I'm 66 now. I'm old. So, until next time, this is Lady DeWinter reminding you you're never too old to do anything you put your mind to doing. You just got to find a workaround. And a planner is a workaround. Bye-bye for now.